Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will teach you what is report writing and what are the need for report writing. Report writing is an art which needs development of special skills and techniques. It is a highly structured document written in a formal style. Generally, most of the reports are based on your reading and some from a practical work, such as an investigation, survey, experiment or review of the practice in other organizations. It is written with specific purpose to inform, to persuade, or to offer recommendations. They are also produced for a particular kind of audiences. Conclusions in the reports are generally drawn based on the findings and may suggest a course of action or areas of further research. Therefore, the reports are aimed to set out the issue and explain why the activity was undertaken, to describe what was done and how it was done, or to present the findings, conclusions and any recommendations. So in this video, we will see need for report writing and we will look at what are the need for report writing. That is, first, it helps to communicate. Second, it helps in documentation. Third, it helps in decision making. Fourth, it helps in comprehension of the problems or issues. And fifth, it helps for further references. So without any further delay, let's get into the video. Need for report writing. So reports are an impartial part of official communication, especially for documentation. In academics, the report writing is also significant, right from writing reports of the pupils to the teacher, and in business environment when it grows in its complexity. The importance of skillful communication becomes essential in the pursuit of institutional goals. In addition to the need to develop adequate statistical skills, you will find it necessary to effectively communicate to others the results of your statistical studies. It is of little use to formulate solutions to business problems without transmitting this information to others involved in the problem solving process. But in academics, some courses require students to present their ideas as a report as opposed to the usual essay format. Report writing is a useful skill to possess because this form of communicating information and ideas is commonly used in all industries. Academic report writing will help you develop the skills in a disciplined way, enabling you to write reports to a high standard. The importance of effectively communicating the results of a statistical study cannot be overemphasized. The following paragraphs will illustrate the need to write effective and impressive reports. But this section of the study material is to help the students to understand the basics of report writing. Therefore, the discussion on the significance will be limited to the basic report writing skills instead of the advanced one. So let's look at the need for report writing. In that, first we have, it helps to communicate. So most business decisions involve the cooperation and interaction of several individuals in a given working environment. Sometimes dozens of colleagues and co-workers strive in unison to realize mutual goals. Lines of communication must therefore be maintained to facilitate these joint efforts. Without communicating ideas and thoughts, it would be impossible to identify common objectives and purposes necessary for successful operations. Without communication and the team effort it permits, the successful completion of any important project can be jeopardized. Some aspects of the project would be unnecessarily replicated while the other tasks would be left unattended. Further, in the absence of adequate communication, colleagues would find themselves working at cross purposes and perhaps pursuing opposing goals. What one team member may have worked to assemble one day, a second team member may dismantle the next day. Without communication, the chances for a successful outcome of any business endeavor are significantly reduced. Besides, the reports are the created documents based on the observations and findings, which in turn will help the information to disseminate to the target reader. Then second, it helps in documentation. Reports are written documents and can be stored permanently. Writing of these reports is done in structured and preconditioned protocols and thus helping in creating the detailed matter. Analyzing, monitoring data and reaching conclusions is perhaps one of the most challenging and important stages of a monitoring and documentation, and reports make it easy. It requires skill to examine what could be voluminous amounts of information and determine what those findings mean. Drawing conclusions is a process of synthesizing information, identifying patterns, themes, relationships, and causes. It requires continual verification, and reports help to identify information that fits or contradicts the pattern as it emerges. Thus, reports help in documenting not only the data, facts, files, or graphical information, but also help them to analyze it and document them perfectly. The next we have helps in decision making. So the written reports communicate information which has been compiled as a result of research and analysis of data and of issues. Often reports are structured in a way that reflects the information finding process and the writing of the findings, that is, summary of the contents, introduction or background, then methods, results, discussion, conclusion and or recommendations. So the inclusion of recommendations is one reason why reports area are a common form of writing in industry, as the informed recommendations are useful for decision making. For example, a local municipal council which has received a development application may commission a heritage consultant to prepare a report on the heritage values of the proposed development site. The recommendations of the report will be taken into account by the council when considering the development application. Thus, it helps the council to take appropriate decision. Then next, it helps in comprehension of the problems or issues. So reports are documents explaining the context and the background of the problem and seeking an inquiry into the possible causes and stimulating factors for it. It means these documents help to find out the problem, its extent and the future damage that it may cause. Besides, it will address the measures we may undertake to avoid the spread of problem. Thus, Albert Einstein once said, "If I were given 1 hour to save the planet, I would spend 59 minutes defining the problem and 1 minute resolving it." So while that may sound extreme, it does highlight the importance of defining problems. It also hints at some interesting facts. A well-defined problem often contains its own solution within it, and that solution is usually quite obvious and straightforward. So by defining problems properly, you make them easier to solve, which means saving time, money and resources. Then next we have, it helps of further references. So reports consist of research or observed data, which is a valuable resource, usually requiring much time and money to be produced. Many data have a significant value beyond usage for their original research. Besides, the same collected facts and figures encourage scientific inquiry and debate, which in turn helps in promotion of innovation and potential new data uses. It leads to new collaborations between data users and data creators, maximizing the transparency and accountability. In addition, the stored reports enable scrutiny of research findings, encouraging the improvement and validation of research methods. It results into reduction of cost of duplicating data collection and increases the impact and visibility of research. Also, the reports provide a direct credit to the researcher as a research output in its own right, and it provides important resources for education and training. Thus, the reports disseminate information and made easily accessible to users means that many individuals or institutions are keen to share reports to increase the impact and visibility of their findings. So friends, I hope you enjoyed this English video lesson and learned a lot. So you can continue studying with me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching.